In this video, I'm sharing all the perfumes that I would want to try and maybe even buy if I were in America. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I'm a perfume reviewer and I live in the UK. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the brands and the perfumes that I just keep coming back to, that I keep wishing I could either visit America for, or the ones that I know I would be trying or maybe even buying if I lived in America. In some cases, it's that shipping isn't available for the UK, and in others, it's that the shipping is just really expensive and I can't justify it. I do realise that living in the UK, I'm already very lucky because with most brands, perfumes do make it here quite quickly after their launch. What I'm about to share with you is basically a perfume wish list, and at the very least, if it's not perfumes I would buy straight away or as blind buys, I would want to try them first, and in a lot of cases I think they're safe bets. I think they're perfumes I would enjoy, but of course if I were visiting America or if I lived there, I would easily be able to do so. And I have been to the US before. I've been on a few different American holidays, but it's just in this last few years, with one reason or another, I haven't been for a while. And so I'm thinking a trip is on the cards. This is what I'm saying to Sam. Let's go to maybe New York together and I could do a bit of perfume shopping too. When Sam and I first met, we had both been to America separately. Me on my own and with my mum a few times, and him on his own and with his family. And we would love to go together, but we did actually prioritise a few different trips as a couple when we met. And then we had our son, and it was our preference to not fly long haul with him. We've had a lockdown or two, and also when I was ill and with my treatment, I couldn't fly far or leave the country. So life being life, there have been a few reasons that have kind of delayed our plans, but yeah, this is what I'll be looking out for. Here are the perfumes that I keep coming back to, and in most cases, by the time I do get to the States, they should be available unless they come into my hands before then. The first brand that I've had my eye on for a couple of years is Forever Mood, and that first set of 4 scents that they brought out just looked so good, and I loved the shape and colours of the bottles. Now I have actually been fortunate enough to try their discovery set of those first 4 scents because my mother-in-law went to Canada and I asked her if she would look out for them for me. So actually, having tried them, there are 2 perfumes that I wish I could buy easily in their full-size bottles. Hard to Get is a scent profile that I really enjoy. It's citron, jasmine and vanilla, and it was a little bit to me like Bake by Acro, and I also really liked NDA as well. That's rum, tobacco flower and tonka, and then they were the 2 that I would like to buy. I did actually see earlier that the brand do ship to the UK, but for what I put in my basket, it was £18 of shipping, and I can't justify that for even a couple of perfumes. It was different when I was doing my big KKW fragrance hauls and buying lots of perfume, but for a couple I wouldn't spend that much. I don't think. We'll see. If there was a perfume I really wanted to have, maybe I would pay £18, but I know I wouldn't for this brand. And also, weirdly, there weren't any full-size bottles either, just lots of 10 millilitres and discovery sets. And I wondered, were the brands still going? Will they still have this perfume line? But I know even more recently, they added a 5th, and that is She Was Here, which is sold out. So that's been really popular. And that perfume I'm intrigued by because it's roasted pistachio and creamy vanilla milk. The brand say it's woody, sweet and floral. So I think I'd like that one too. I would like to discover that one. And of course, there are those 2 bottles that I would love to actually just have in my collection as well. The next perfume that I would be going for is Iconic by Paris Hilton. And I do enjoy a Paris Hilton fragrance. I have so many recommendations from them. And even though the notes in Iconic don't particularly stand out as unusual or unique, they're pleasing. It's raspberry, peach, magnolia, musk and sandalwood. So notes I know I enjoy. But the thing with Paris Hilton's fragrances is that sometimes quite usual sounding notes just make a really good composition, like with her Can Can or with Dazzle. She has some really great fragrances. So I know I want it. I was looking online and she does ship to the UK from her site, which I should have remembered anyway because that's how I bought some of the Rush perfumes. But the perfume for a 30 millilitre would be £37 and the shipping would be £7. That shipping price isn't bad at all, but I don't know if I want to pay £44 for one of her perfumes. Watch this space. I might be changing my mind in a week's time, but at the moment it's still a fact that if I were in the US, I would have bought Iconic a lot sooner and a lot more easily. The next brand that I want to talk about is Skin Potion, And when they have a drop, I check basically. I make up a hypothetical basket. I do the little drop down to see if they're shipping to the UK yet, and they're not. I think I even sent a message at one point saying, like, please ship to the UK, I can't wait. And it's their yummy collaborations that just have me so tempted and wishing I could be in the US. And so Yummy is a content creator, perfume influencer who I've connected with back and forth over the last few years. And she's got this really lovely aesthetic. She's moved in the last year or so. She's got this lovely perfume room, and I like her taste in fragrances. So her collaboration is Gourmand Lover's Dream. She's got in there with Skin Potion 3 kinds of vanilla, mahogany, brown sugar. It's just dreamy. And so yeah, I was having a look. I've checked yet again, no UK shipping yet, but hopefully one day, because they just make body care look so tempting and wonderful that I know those are products that I would use. I would pair them up with my vanilla fragrances, and it's a brand that I would really love to see in the UK. The next perfume that I want to talk about is Pink Woods by Ariana Grande from her Love Notes collection. And this was launched last year in 2024, and at the time I did review Vanilla Suede because that was the perfume that was available to the UK, and with each of the 4 scents they were exclusive to a different part of the world, like a love note to that part of the world. And Pink Woods is the scent that is exclusive to North America, and I'd love to try it because there are some kind of standard notes as such. There's jasmine, there's tonka, there's the cashmere woods, but in each of the fragrances they managed to put like a gourmand, really tempting note that basically made me feel like I was missing out and just wanted to try the whole collection. And that note for Pink Woods is cotton candy. So I would love to try it, and with the launch of Love Notes last year, I did feel a little bit frustrated that for us Ariana Grande perfume lovers, it wasn't as easy, or well, impossible actually, unless you're traveling, to try or collect all of the fragrances. So that is what I would try if I were in the US, but I do realise that I'm lucky as well to have Vanilla Suede. When I first knew that I wanted to film this video, I hadn't realised there would be 2 to talk about from Ariana Grande, and that is because on my Instagram this week I've been seeing updates of her Wicked perfumes that are being launched that I'm really intrigued to try actually and see how they fit with the rest of the line. But then by looking at those earlier, I saw Plush Vanilla, and I thought, what has happened to Plush Vanilla? That's in the Love Notes collection. Where is that exclusive to? Can I find it in the UK? What's going on? And sadly, the internet is suggesting that there is no UK release date for Plush Vanilla, and it is this gorgeous like lilac juice. It's vanilla, sugar, sandalwood, amber, cashmere wood. It's all of the good stuff again, and I'm sure I would like it with that sugar note. So if I was stateside, I would also be wanting to try Plush Vanilla. The next brand I've had my eye on for a couple of years now, and it is Frenchie, or Being Frenchie, from Ashley Tisdale. And it's a wellness brand, and she's got a few different scents on there, but the one that I really would love to buy from, is cashmere and vanilla. And there is an intention for each of the scents, and for this one it is to soothe and to comfort. The products always seem to get really good reviews, and there's quite a lot to choose from actually, but what I would love to try is the body oil, the body balm, and of course the EDP in cashmere vanilla, because the notes are yummy. You've got rice, vanilla, jasmine, amber and musk, and it seems like a really good quality range that has done really well, so probably won't be going anywhere anytime soon. So if I were able to shop at a Target, I would be checking out Frenchie. The next perfume that I'd love to try is from Define Me Fragrance, and I've been following them I think ever since I began my perfume Instagram. They have some great looking scents on offer, but it was in particular their collaboration with Steph for Nearly Noon that made me really want to try a scent of theirs. And this perfume, Steph had said, was kind of conjuring up the feeling of relaxing, brunch, being slow in a hotel room, and that's where the idea Nearly Noon comes from. And I think she mentioned the smell of fresh pastries at one point. And in the fragrance, we've got fig nectar, whipped cream, rice pudding, and even saffron, which had me intrigued. And I think actually I did do some adding that perfume to basket. Perhaps at one point it was available in the UK, it might well be, but there were shipping fees. It was the kind of shipping fee that wouldn't be easy to justify, so it would just be a scent that if I were in America would be easier to try and maybe buy. For the last specific perfume that I'll mention, I'm really glad that I remembered it just in time, because this one has popped up on my socials quite a bit in the last month, and it is sadly discontinued. It's never being made again, which I know it sounds immature, just makes me want to try it even more. and it is Exalté by Food Monet, and she's like an original of the perfume TikTokers. And this fragrance looks really well thought out and beautiful, basically. Looking at the notes, it's Turkish rose, it's lemon, it's osmanthus. They're not usually what I'm really drawn to in fragrances. I mean, I like lemon, but normally in more of a pudding kind of way. But there are lots of really great reviews for this perfume, and people saying it's like the best release. So yeah, it's a perfume that I really would have liked to have tried if it maybe had been on more on my radar. Perhaps they did ship to the UK and I just missed out on it. But yeah, it's one that I'm typing into Vinted, being very hopeful will come up so that I can try it. For my last US wish, it would be to go to a Bath and Body Works store. Now, I say this differently than I would have done, I think 5 years ago, because we do have a small range of Bath and Body Works products in our Next stores. So Next is kind of a department store really. Like, they sell homewares, they sell clothing here in the UK, and it's a nice shop to go to. They sell really nice children's clothes and men's clothes. Don't get me started on the women's, but they actually have some good perfumes as well in their own right, which I do talk about a lot on Instagram. But in terms of their Bath and Body Works concession, it has been great. I have been able to get a couple of body mists, but seeing my American friends on Instagram and the sales they're able to shop, and I think it's the scents that are in America are, well, there's the full range, of course, if you're shopping in America in Bath and Body Works, and I think they're in Canada too. It's that I, as a gourmand lover or enjoy my really woody smells, I want more of what I think are the extremes, and I feel like the range that we're offered in the UK are a bit more floral, a bit more pleasing, and I want to get stuck into all of those gourmands. And I can't believe there was a time when, going to America with my mum, it was her who wanted Bath and Body Works. I'd go in, I'd have a look. I bought a couple of things from a couple of lines once upon a time, but I didn't go in there then really appreciating what I was around, whereas now I would just love to have a bit of a Bath and Body Works shopping spree. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed hearing about these US brands that I keep thinking about, that I would love to try or buy from, and that I keep coming back to. And please let me know if you enjoy any of those fragrances or brands that I mentioned, or if you agree with me and that you'd love to try them as well. And also, as I kind of alluded to at the beginning, I know it works the other way. If there are brands maybe in the UK that you wish you could try, please let me know, or in any other country. I'd love to continue the chat in the comments. Please do remember to give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and to subscribe and join this All the Perfume community if you haven't already. Also, you can find me over on Instagram and on TikTok. Thank you again, and I'll see you in my next video.